You know, unlike other regions, like maybe the neighboring West region, the neighboring Northwest to the West region, wherein you have just one council, the Council of Bamenda 3, that is controlled by the opposition, and the opposition SDF, unlike the neighboring Southwest region to the West region, wherein we have no council which is controlled by the opposition. At least in the West region, we had many councils controlled by the opposition, giving the impression that we were possibly going to have a possible opposition victory in the West region of Cameroon, given that in the Noon division, for example, the opposition is well seated with over 100 and something municipal councillors. When you want to come to the Upper Camp division, you will see that at least 4 councils. We have the party of UMS of Pierre Pemuhu, which is there in Bafa, maybe in Banka and Bangwa. You have the party of late Pastor Nfor, which controls the council there. You understand? You go in that way. You go to the Bafusam 1, or I think it's Bafusam 2 council, where the SDF is controlling. You understand? So I was expecting that if there was going to be some sort of lovemaking or some alliance, it should be between the parties of the opposition. Now they join their voices together and try to see if they can woo and convince some voters, councillors of the ruling CPTM party to be able to vote for them. Now, when I looked at this election from the way it started, I was expecting that the battle would be a bit tougher in the West. I saw the SDF the CPTM running unopposed in the Southwest, running unopposed in the West, in the South region. But in other places like the Littoral and the West region, I saw where we were expecting some pure democracy, in the way that there will be some interesting battles. Not a scene where CPTM, the SDF will instead make things very easy for the CPTM. Big Brother Rodrigue already said that we are seeing the tendencies are showing that the CPTM will carry in all of the regions. You understand? Because normally from the 2020 municipal election, we saw that the CPTM controlled most of the councils, majority of the councils in Cameroon, with the exception of a region like Adamawa and so on. So,
ça serait logique que le SDP se gagne ces sénatoriales, puisque ça veut dire les conseillers municipaux à majorité.
In most of the regions, maybe a surprise will be in a place like Adamawa. But I was also expecting that in the West region, where the opposition at least have some power, you understand, they will be able to convince some voters of the ruling CPTM party to vote for them, so that at least the opposition can have a say, so that it will give a beautiful color to the Senate. We don't want to have a Senate where there will be no parliamentary group of any opposition, because Big Brother Rodrigue is saying that it's true that President Kobia has the latitude to nominate, but within the Senate, if a political party is not able to have a particular number of senators, you cannot have a parliamentary group. And if you don't have a parliamentary group, you will not have any power to anything. I know that at the end of the day, if CPTM wins in all the 10 regions, they will go to appoint and appoint. Those people will just be like one representing a particular party that will not have the color that we want. So, in another word, maybe the SDF in the West region is trying to pay the CPTM back to say that, okay, in the first legislative, because when the first senatorial election in Cameroon, we saw that the CPTM voted the SDF in the West region. Yes, the SDF controlled the West region in the first legislative. Maybe the SDF is paying back, but I think that this is not the right time to do that payback. It wasn't correct, because the way things are, that was when the SDF was controlled most of the councils in the Northwest region and even in the Littoral region. But now things are going in the way that it might be an all CPTM Senate, which will not be good.